Dragon Age Veilguard is being promoted left and right for their romance stuff, right? This has been like a thing. Well, apparently now they're essentially coming out and admitting it, where they're basically trying to say that Dragon Age Veilguard is going to be the most romantic BioWare game yet. The most romantic BioWare game. I'm telling you right now that they are absolutely going for the Baldur's Gate 3 customer base. They're trying to. I don't know if they're going to be successful, but they're trying to go for the Baldur's Gate 3 player base because they're constantly marketing this game with the romance nonsense. It's not even like they're not even talking about the gameplay that much. They're only talking about the romance stuff. Oh, you could fuck this. You could fuck that. You could have a relationship with this. It's all good. This, that, whatever. It's so annoying. It's so annoying. Can you talk about anything else? Dragon Age: The Veilguard is being described as BioWare's most romantic game yet. All companions are pansexual, aka whores. I didn't even know what a pansexual was. It apparently is the Super Saiyan version of bisexual. So they're just whores. They just E for everyone. They're just taking it from everything. Removing restrictions on romance options. Okay, so dudes can fuck dudes, girls can fuck girls, and trans can fuck trans, essentially. Companions have different romantic flavors, making each romance path unique. Romantic flavors. That just makes it sound so like weird. I don't know. Jason Alator says, Hypnotic, can we screw a dragon? Maybe. I mean, I would hope so. So it says BioWare is synonymous with romance and has been that way for some time now. Ever since Baldur's Gate 2, almost every single game from the studio has let us become more than friends with our companions, making for some of the most memorable moments in RPG history. Now BioWare is determined to up the ante in its next game, Dragon Age: The Veilguard. A new report from Game Informer describes The Veilguard as BioWare's most romantic game yet, with the devs going into more detail about how this will be handled in Veilguard. They desperately want that Baldur's Gate crowd. They want that Baldur's Gate crowd. And I think what it is that there's also another article from The Gamer. I don't know if I have it open here. I don't think I do. There's another article from the Gamer that comes from that psychopath called Stacey Henley. And even she is admitting that they're leaning too much. They're leaning way too much into the romance stuff. It's actually getting a little bit ridiculous. Here, I actually have the article right here. So Stacey Henley writes this as well. Everything about the Veilguard's romances sound great. Why aren't I excited? Romance is very important in the Veilguard as it is in every BioWare game. But what if it's too important and catered too specifically to mega fans? BioWare's romance is best when it's natural, and I'm wary yet hopeful for this latest evolution. So even these people have to admit that it's a little bit ridiculous what they're doing with the romance stuff. Even she has to admit that they're leaning too much into it, because what they're doing is they're leaning into the people who obsess over this stuff, right? The people who make it their entire lives, their entire personality, and they lean into it so hard. They join forums, they make like porn out of it and everything like that. They're focusing on the mega fans of the romance options. They're not necessarily focusing on mega fans of Dragon Age. They're focusing on mega fans of that particular content. So the people who will put out basically, the same people who put out Overwatch porn, same exact thing. So that's what they focus on, right? Isn't Stacy the one with sausage and eggs? I don't know. People keep saying that's a dude. Is it a dude? I have no idea. I don't even care anymore at this point. If they're a dude or not, it's fucking whatever. It's ridiculous. He, whatever says, as information about Dragon Age: The Veilguard continues to trickle through, a clearer picture of the game begins to appear. While I was pleased with what I saw at Summer Game Fest, because I saw a continuous hour-long section, I was left with a very specific impression. I knew how the game played, how the narrative began, and got a closer look at the combat. But this is a game I'll likely play for over 100 hours. I've seen 1% of it, and that first percent of that. As information from later in the game emerges, like details on the romance, I find myself curious, yet cautious. I have a bit of a bee in my helm over the final few updates Larian gave Baldur's Gate 3 before leaving it for new shores. I love Baldur's Gate 3 and consider it to be both the best game of this decade and my favorite. But the endless kissing patches aimed at drawing squeals from a specific hyper-online section of the fan base grew tiresome, while the epilogue felt like an excuse to turn the game's hopeful yet bittersweet and complex ending into an unabashed happy one with one last party. And don't even get me started on the changes made to Minthara's recruitment, coddling the temper tantrum fans, stomping their feet that they couldn't recruit the hot evil woman and be nice to everyone. Life's not fair. So again, even this person is admitting that Baldur's Gate 3 leaned into the romance shit way too much and then decided to just go full on with it before leaving the game because they dropped the game for their next game, right? So Dragon Age is just trying to do the same exact thing. They're trying to go for that particular crowd that's going to go for the romance stuff because that's what they do. That's what they're hoping they did. And I'm actually glad that I didn't play, Baldur's Gate 3, the patches or whatever the case may be. Because I feel like and this is true. This part right here, drawing squeals from a specific hyper online section of the fan base. You know what that is, right? That's the people with furry profile pictures on Twitter. That's the people with anime profile pictures on Twitter that have trans flags in their bio, pronouns. They post furry porn all day, every day. That's the people who they're basically trying to attract. That's the people they're trying to get to play their game, right? So that's all they're trying to do. So yeah, it does grow tiresome. And it's amazing that someone who shills for that stuff is admitting that it grows tiresome. That's how you know you're doing too much. When you lose even the hardcore leftists with this particular virtue signaling, you know you did too much, right? Zan says Sonic the Hedgehog profile picture. You know what's crazy? That's actually very true. And I'm actually a little sad for Leon because I know Leon is a super Sonic fan. But lately, I've been seeing a lot of hardcore psychopaths rocking some form of Sonic the Hedgehog profile picture. And I've been meaning to say something on it. I just never actually got the chance to. But that is so true. That is so true. Sonic the Hedgehog is being adopted by psychopaths. And it's sad. It's really sad. But yeah, that's the kind of people that they're trying to show for. So we'll see what ends up happening. But again, ladies and gentlemen, Dragon Age being all about romance options, is that really shocking at this point? They've been talking about romance literally since the beginning of this game being announced. That's all they talked about. You guys remember that the director for this game is a trans person, right? Like, it's a hardcore ideological psychopath who is running this game. Hence why every single character is a pansexual. That is the easiest and laziest form of virtue signaling I've ever seen. They were just like, yeah, let's make every character a whore. Let's make every character pansexual that is E for everyone, that is willing to take every single possible genital that they can get their hands on. Kunari, human, doesn't matter. Elf, nope, doesn't matter. Let's just take it all. Let's make every single character pansexual. And if you notice, every time they showcase these characters, it's almost as if they just got finished having a gangbang. Every single time. Look at this. This guy's like, shit, I shouldn't have finished inside that elf. Now I'm going to be a daddy. This guy's like, it's all right, bro. You're dark skinned. Just say you got to get milk and never come back. This one's like, yeah, I went black and I'm never going back. This one's like, shit, why'd you cheat on me with the black guy? And then this one's like, you know what? I don't mind midgets. And this girl's like, you know what? I'll take all of you right now in every single orifice possible. And then the black girl, nobody wants to talk to the black girl.